we know Donald Trump wants to stop the post office from functioning the way it's supposed to damage your ability to vote during the election. But let's talk about some of the ways that that's happening. So in a Wednesday evening press conference, he said he wouldn't sign off on either a $25 billion in emergency funds for the USPS or a $3.5 billion grant to help the post office's processing of election mail that Democrats are currently advocating for as part of the next federal COVID-19 relief bill. So we know that it's an absolute disaster at the post office right now. Not let's wait and see in 60 days. It's happening right now. We got a super chat from this thing on the left who said, my dad is a carrier, works in Oakland. He's been there 30 years. He told me he has never seen it this bad. Mail piling up, overtime being limited. That, singing left's dad, is experiencing what the goal of this is. And so extra money to try to stop that from continuing, Trump isn't gonna sign it. And that's a consistent position that he's had. So he opposes any measure to help the post office. He refused to sign the CARES Act if it included a bailout for the agency. That was back in April. So like, you know what, he's been bragging about the fact that he passed it and he pushed for it. He set a requirement, there will be no coronavirus aid. That was the only thing the government has really done was the CARES Act. He was gonna veto it if it included aid for the post office. You can't be any more opposed to the functioning of a government agency than that you would resign people to die from a pandemic at higher rates to make your point.
Right, the acrimony that Donald J. Trump expresses consistently on, I would say, a weekly basis about the post office is just unconscionable, right? I don't understand for someone who says that he's for the people, that this is make America great again. Let's just go there, make America great again. One of the things, as I said earlier, that is hyper American is the Postal Service. And John, you can walk into any post office now and see piles upon piles of just boxes and mail in the front. Last week, as I said, I was at one here in Miami, and I could look behind the counter and see a mound of unsorted mail. And the woman said that's all mail from this week that hasn't gone out yet.
Yeah.
So it's the disservice that's happening not only to the American people, but the people who work. Well, they are American people. The people who work at the post service is tragic. It's tragic. And for what though? For what? Yes, we know that, okay, voter suppression is on the table right now in regards to these ballots, right? But prior to that, what's his issue with the Postal Service? Remind me, because I for the life of me, I can't even remember, why is he so pissed at the USPS?
Well, I mean, part of it, of course, is that for a long time they've wanted to replace it. They wanted to privatize it effectively and hand over those responsibilities to private companies so that they can profit. And it doesn't matter if that makes the service worse or more expensive. That's what they want to do. And as a demonstration of this, perhaps, I'm gonna jump ahead to the last graphic here and then maybe resume, Skip. The head of the US Postal Service still has at least $30 million invested in a contractor. And so effectively has a financial interest opposed to the fundamental mission of the agency, which is again what we've seen with effectively every aspect of government since the beginning. The EPA is advocating for fossil fuels, and all of that. But there is definitely there's a profit motive at play here. And I'm gonna go back one graphic because I want to read this. So the head of the Iowa Postal Workers Union alleged Tuesday that mail sorting machines are being removed from post offices in her state due to new policies imposed by Postmaster General Louis DeJoy, a major GOP donor to President Trump, who has been responsible for basically overseeing this war against the post office. So as a direct and almost immediate result of DeJoy's policies, you have these machines being pulled out, so they don't have the processing speed. That's the goal. A reprioritizing of what sort of mail needs to go out first. So in some cases, saying you have to send out the junk mail before you can get to the priority mail and things like that, because again, they don't want it to work. And just a few days ago, there was effectively like I forget the historical analogy I'm going for here, but fired a ton of the post office's higher ups, all in one fell swoop, effectively taking out a gigantic portion of their institutional knowledge just months before the election. And at a time when you're not gonna have the funding and you don't have the equipment, you could at least use people who know how this thing is supposed to run. Well, they just cleared out all those people too. So like we were saying before, I don't know if we can do literally anything about this. It feels like we are just watching our democracy being shredded and we're powerless to stop it. But at the very least, I'm going to provide a historical log of this happening.
Right, and we are forever and eternally grateful for you for that, John. This is like a bad episode of The Handmaid's Tale, where these people just come in and just eradicate the government, dismantle what we've known to be working, that's been effective for people, then usher in a new way of horror and terror to go forward for their own personal gain. So listen, all we have right now is what we can do is talk about it, and hopefully when November rolls around, we'll see change with a new administration. I mean, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Exactly. And look, my fear about the next 4 years, if that does happen, is that there won't be enough of the change that I want in the direction I want. But I don't have to worry about Biden trying to destroy the post office so that our elections don't count for anything. Like, at least that's one thing. That'll be nice.
Right. Hey, that's worth something. That sells for something.
It is. It is.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.